1 in the second. He leads the Bees with 6 goals on the year. And Jeremy Swayman, 31 saves for his third win of the year. Blue Jays infielder Bo Bichette will not be in Toronto's lineup for Game 2 of the World Series tonight. Bichette went 1 for 2 with a walk in his return from a sprained knee earlier in September in Game 1. The Blue Jays, of course, won that one. Game 2 tonight at 8 p.m. Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Kevin Gausman is the matchup. And the Patriots made a pair of roster moves ahead of their matchup with the Browns tomorrow. Running back Terrell Jennings and safety Richie Grant were both elevated from the practice squad. Veteran safety Kyle Duggar is a lone player listed on the injury report. He is questionable with a knee injury. Sports Hub headlines are driven by the rugged Honda Ridgeline. Head to your local New England Honda dealers to learn more and see our lineup of rugged vehicles.
New England plays here.
Ball down the right side. There's a separation. Yeah. Touchdown pass. Yes. Perfect dive from Drake May.
98.5. The Sports Hub. No matter what team, no matter what player, no matter what coach, no matter what game, it all happens here. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Pasternak will tip one forward, and Geekie will track it down behind the net and scores! Morgan Geekie surprised Wedgwood, stuffed it in on the near post, and it's 3-1 Bruins.
Pasternak, can he make it happen again? 33 goals, 24 assists last season. Got paid. He's been stepping up so far. That goal made it 3-1 in the second, just 27 years old. If he can make it work with David Pasternak moving forward, that's what this is all about. The Bruins dropping 6 straight is never acceptable. Rebuild year. I'm not going to say they're tank year. They don't tank. A reset year, reload, renovation, whatever they want to call it. They want to get all the rewords out of there. No. We're going to be back to a playoff team. Fine. But this is what it's about. Can Morgan Geekie produce again? Can he keep it up with David Pasternak? Can a Victor Arvidsson on that second line step up and play with Middlestat and Pavel Zacha? That's what it's all about. George Balekji here on the Sports Hub with you guys through 8 p.m. I got George, the People's Champ, behind the glass as well. The George and George show in a way. 617-779-0985. People's Champ. Love the re-entry music, my man.
Yes, today is actually, it's going to be a little themed. I'm looking forward to something for the culture after work today. There's a versus going on celebrating New Orleans. It's Cash Money versus No Limit. So there's going to be a heavy dosage of them both. For,
wait, who's with Cash Money?
Cash Money.
Lil Wayne, Birdman?
Lil Wayne, Birdman. I wish it was all the Hot Boys. But yeah. Juvenile, BG.
Who's No Limit?
No Limit. We have Master P, of course. I'm expecting to see some surprises. Mia X. These names kind of go out there, but Fiend. Silk the Shocker, of course. I don't know if we'll get any 504 boys. There are some people who are locked up. Master P's brother and Mystical. So those would be if we get like a surprise from Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was part of No Limit, so it's.
How does he do in freestyle, Snoop?
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't know too much of him with freestyling, but he did have some hits. It was after the Death Row era that Master P stuck out the olive branch and saved Snoop. So it's going to be a fun time after 8 p.m. today.
All right, I like it. Well, we got you guys till 8 p.m. 617-779-0985. Call in. Anything Bruins. We'll be talking Celtics as well. Dropping that game to the Knicks. Not just dropping a game. The Classic doesn't look as bad with the final score as what it really was. Dropping the game before halftime. The head coach that comes out talks about loving seeing the beat writers in the arena with his players, love seeing them compete. Joe Mazzulla, as intense as they come, his team letting go the rope at halftime against a team that eliminated you last season, and yes, they added talent. Yes, they're deeper. Yes, they're better. To not play in the final 2 quarters, to let it go in the second quarter as well, amazed. I'm amazed that Joe Mazzulla lets that happen. All right, let's get to the callers. Let's get to you guys. 617-779-0985. I got Danny calling about Morgan Geekie. Danny, what you got for us, my man?
So you're talking about Geeky, and you're talking about the career contract and everything like that. They just came off a 7-game losing streak.
6 games.
He stepped up against Colorado, which is a tough team. But, I mean, it's like a probation period. He just got paid, so naturally, this early in the season, he should be showing up. It's whether the contract pays off mid-season into, if possible, the playoffs on this set of team. That's all.
No, 100%. You're right, Danny. That's a guy that 10 games in is producing. 10 games, he has 6 goals. So far, from what we're seeing, he's living up to the contract he earned with 33 goals last season. But 1,000%, you're right. It's not 10 games, it's 82. It's not the regular season. How do you play in the postseason? That's what gets guys played. Gets them played in the playoffs, pay it as well. A little recovery there. For him to show this glimpse, though, you're right. It's like a probationary period. This whole entire Bruins lineup, it's all about prove it. They don't have a captain. They got guys wearing the A. That says a lot more about Charlie McAvoy and David Pastrnak than it says about the lack of leadership on the team. Because you would think 2 guys who are their 2 best skaters by far, some of the best at what they do in the league. Charlie McAvoy, top 5 defenseman. David Pastrnak, top 5, top 3 goal scorer. But no captain at all. Just alternate, just assistant captains this season. That's it. That is what tells me this is a prove a year on all ends. Morgan Geeky, if he plays like this, a guy that gets it done on both ends of the ice, is that first line scorer. Like, your best player does not have to be your captain. He doesn't. Marcus Jones with the Patriots. When Mike Vrabel named all his captains, everyone's going, wait, why? Christian Gonzalez? He's not getting the seat? You're going to get into a cornerback and you're going Marcus Jones, the nickel, your CB3? He's been playing his ass off this season. It's a guy that was available all training camp. Someone that plays an important position on that defense, which is one of the best in the league. I say that with, yes, I know. Morgan Geeky's young. He's not the best player. But if he plays at both ends of the ice, puts another 30-plus goal, 55, 60-point season together, can be someone that opens things up for David Pastrnak. Because now let's talk. We're talking this year. Let's talk next year when they're in the playoffs. Because what happens to Pasta? If it's him with Elias Lindholm, if it's him with Pavel Zacha, defenses focus in on David Pastrnak. He has gravity to him. He needs someone on the ice with him whenever there's a scoring opportunity to pull defenders away. He has not had that. And it reflects it in his game and his lack of production in the postseason and the Bruins' lack of wins. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got Jason calling in from Derry, New Hampshire. Jason, what's up, my man?
Yeah, how you doing? I was there. I was at the game Thursday night, and Geeky had 2 snipes that night. They were nice. And then he had the 2 goals today. I think you said 5 goals. I think he now has 7 goals in 10 games. Is that right?
Let me go to his game log. He had 5 coming. He had 5 coming into tonight.
Yeah, so he said he now has 7 and 10.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that means he's on pace for like 56 or something like that. And then like last year, he started out. He was like healthy scratch to start the season, and I think he had 1 goal in his first 18. And then after that, he put up that pace for 33.
If he keeps it up and he plays at the pace that he's doing right now, obviously that'd be unreal. It's coming out to this 10-game start, and it's what he could do for 82 games. He had 5 goals coming into tonight, scored 1, 6 on the year. Thanks for calling in, Jason. 617-779-0985. George Balekji here with you guys on the Sports Hub. George, the People's Champ, as well. 2 Georges on this one.
Streaming live on YouTube.
Streaming live on YouTube. Check it out. Listen on the app. Keegan Stiefel calling in at 7. It's a good Saturday night. We got it rocking. We'll take a break. We'll be back talking more Bruins. We'll get into some Celtics talk after this.
Boston's home for sports. in sports? Yeah, we got that covered. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Tillman for Jaylen Brown. A couple of dribbles to the right hand. Overruns his dribble. Turns it over. It's going from bad to worse. A brutal second quarter for the Celtics tonight in New York. Towns racing down the right side. Scoops it up and in. Scored. And the foul is the third on the backpedaling Jaylen Brown. And as if the Knicks haven't completely turned this game around, as if they're not about to go up by 17 to the line, you've now got 3 first-half fouls on both Jaylen Brown and Derek White.
Celtics, man. Celtics, Sean Grandy, Cedric Maxwell with the call there. This season, it's pretty amazing. The Patriots, the Celtics, the Bruins. It's all about what your expectations were. What you truly thought of the roster. What you really think of the makeup. How good the superstars are in your eyes. And how much you believe in the coaches. And between the 3 teams, Patriots, Bruins, first-year head coach in the current role. Vrabel's obviously done it in Tennessee. Sturm, first time leading an NHL team. And when you would rank them, you go, Mike Vrabel, one of the best head coaches in the NFL. But Joe Mazzulla has the ring. Has the experience. He's been there, brought in as an interim, on the eve of his first season when the stuff with Ime Udoka went down. Really, it's Ime Udoka doing it to himself. Make a run, fall in the ECF, come back, win a ring, fall short. Now this is truly what are you going to get out of this roster. 105-95 was the final. But we all know about it. 42-14. That was the difference in the second quarter. When it was Celtics with a 35-34 lead, Tyler Kolek on the perimeter with Sam Hauser goes pick and roll. Nemish Keita does not get over to protect the rim, and he blows by both of them. Right now, this is what's happening. Joe Mazzulla, he wants to shoot the threes. That's fine, I guess. Defensively, they do not grasp his system. And right now, we are seeing how valuable Kristaps Porzingis was when he played. How valuable Luke Kornet was. How valuable the veteran in Al Horford was. It's young. It's going to be trial and error. 42-14 is ugly for any team. It was the give up in the second half. Letting go of the rope. For a team that, same thing, season opener, 76ers. It was Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe. And let me tell you something. VJ Edgecombe, the rookie for the Sixers, not supposed to be this good this early. Season opener. It was a glimpse. Good athlete. Could be the next Jaylen Brown in the skill set, in the build, in the athleticism, in the ability, and everything he brings with him.
Looked pretty good.
Looked really good. Again, Sixers, going with VJ Edgecombe instead of Ace Bailey.
They're always going to be attached to each other, you know that.
And they have to be. And Ace Bailey, now in the NBA, firing who his manager was. Firing who his advisor was. That's the thing. Sidebar on this with the NBA, how young these guys are. When everything was happening with Ace Bailey, all I kept saying is, who is giving him advice? Who is his family allowing to be in his ear? And who is he trusting? Because that's what it comes down to. These guys are 18, 19 years old. All the ability in the world. The best athletes in the world, they play basketball. It's what it is. And they get a lot of money. Who was it? Christian Brown. What did he sign? A 5-year, $125 million contract? It's like, he's good. $25 million a year. That's the money these guys can get. And Ace Bailey, whoever's advising is messing with it. But back to the Celtics. Against the 76ers, minus 15 in the three-point differential. Philly hit 5 more threes than them. Against the Knicks, minus 6. All right, 2-3 field goal difference. Minus 16 in rebounds. 21 offensive boards allowed. Joe Mazzulla with the quick yank, the quick hook, with all the benchings. I'm talking about a front court. Can you control how well you can grasp Joe Mazzulla's defensive scheme 2 games into the season? No. I mean, you can study, be locked in, listen. Don't overthink, just play, but also understand it. Yes, you can control that. But you know what? If you can't, if you're not doing in the work, if you haven't grasped it yet, rebound, effort, defense, communication, wake up. It's a team that just seemed to fall asleep in that second quarter. They knew a team that it's Jalen Brunson. It's Karl Anthony Towns. They added Jordan Clarkson. This is what it's going to be. So what were your expectations of the Celtics? For me, it's still a 6 seed in the East. The Magic with Paolo. The Knicks with Jalen Brunson. The Hawks with a rebuilt roster that's deep and talented outside of Kristaps. I don't expect him to play for them. I don't know if Trae Young will still be on that team past the trade deadline. I assume so, but they could sell. Giannis can be gone. Does he go to Brooklyn if he's dumb enough? Yeah. He could be out of the East completely, though. I don't believe that the Bucks will be able to hold on to him. Because of how weak the East is, the Celtics can still find their way into the postseason. And from what we've heard, what we've read about Jason Tatum and his rehab process, videos aside, you can show me the videos. It is insane what he's moving, how quick he's moving, coming off that torn Achilles.
I thought it was AI when I first seen it. I had to see a couple angles to take double takes, though.
The world we live in, you have to say that with everything.
Crazy.
But he has been attacking the rehab process 6 days a week. He's been attacking it like a psychopath in the most beautiful way of that term. He wants to defy science. He wants to be back on the court. And what's great with Jason Tatum is you don't have to teach him a work ethic. We all saw in 2021 the physical jump that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown took, how much bigger they were. People's champ. When I'm covering Celtics games, love it, but I hate it because you have to wait an hour and a half to talk to Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. Of course, they're in the locker room, getting ready, put on the fit. I get it, it's NBA, but it's because they work out right after the game. They lift weights. You do not have to teach Jason Tatum a work ethic all of a sudden. That's what's huge in his rehab process. That's why he could be back this season. This is a team, if they can let it click defensively, if Joe Mazzulla can sort out and figure out his lineups, if Anthony Simons can play pretty much starter minutes, Hugo Gonzalez, the energy he brought off the bench, like that's what it's going to be. Joe Mazzulla does not care. Let Hugo Gonzalez play. The way he attacks the boards, his defensive effort, his athleticism, his shot needs to grow. Physically, he needs to get better. He got pushed around in the EuroLeague playing at the highest level. But guess what? You're playing EuroLeague basketball. That's grown men. 28, 30, 32 years old. Been doing it for a long time. Pro since they were 16. Grinding away at that. The NBA is the best athletes. A little younger. But that's the way it goes. Let's go back to the phone lines. We got my guy Teeny. Oh, I love this town. Before I get to the phone lines, quick shout out. One of my dearest friends is from Taunton. And I've gained more friends from Taunton. Never been there. I need to go. I would just say the town of Taunton, Massachusetts, it's batting 1,000. With every time I meet someone from there, they are exceptional human beings, especially this guy.
A lot of passion.
Teeny, what's up, brother?
Georgie, New Jersey George, how are you? It's the Tauntantino.
Tauntantino, what's up, my man? Appreciate you calling in, brother.
Absolutely, George. Love hearing your voice on the airwaves. George, question for you. Do the Patriots have grit, my friend? Mike Vrabel, 5-3. 5-2, sorry. Second best record in the league. What do you think, George? The Patriots got grit?
I like it. I would say yes. Thanks for calling in, Teeny. 617-779-0985. Do the Patriots have grit? Yes. We knew they would have that. But here's the thing. Watching what Will Campbell has done at left tackle boggled my mind. He's great at mirroring. He can recover his hands, get them inside. Because what it comes down to in pass pro in the NFL, Can you stay in front of the edge rusher? Best athletes in the world, they play defensive end and cornerback now. Can you stay in front of that edge rusher and give your quarterback 2.5 seconds to work with? That's it, of a clean pocket. And Will Campbell's done that. But where I'll say the shortcoming of grit has been for them in the run game. The run blocking has not been there. The run game has not been there. Yes, from Andre Stevenson, 18 carries, 88 yards, had the touchdown. But what Drake May has stepped into is being that eraser for this team. When I say eraser, everything going wrong around him. His receiving room, not that talented, not that athletic. But the chemistry he has with Kayshon Boutte, that's a special connection. Cannot ignore that. When he's throwing ear-hole shots to Mac Hollins on the right sideline.
Very attractive.
Who, Mac Hollins or the throw?
The throw. Oh my goodness.
Mac Hollins is yoked.
Yes.
The throw to Mac Hollins. When he's dropping it in the bucket to Stephon Diggs on the left sideline. Late hands by a veteran receiver too. The off-platform throws against the Saints. I know the Pop Douglas touchdown and the non-touchdown that was definitely a touchdown is what gets the highlights. It's a Drake May off-platform, leaping as he throws, neither foot on the ground, layering the ball over the seams in the middle of the field. His accuracy is special. The arm strength is there. The athleticism is there. He's doing so much special that he's erasing all the shortcomings of the team. So I love that call. Do the Patriots have grit? 1,000%. They've been in close games. The Titans jumped out to the lead. They had letdown written all over it. Coming off the high of the win against the Bills. Big game. Titans team fired their head coach. Venge game for Mike Vrabel. But they came back and they won and they held on to it and they ran the ball in that one game. What's important for this offense is the play action, which we saw a lot of against the Titans because they were able to pound the rock. This Browns matchup this Sunday, this will tell you if they have grit. Because this defense is special. It's more than Myles Garrett. They always play tough. The fact that Kevin Stefanski has his team still together with Dylan effing Gabriel at quarterback. Look, I'm not going to shame anyone when it comes to height. I'm a short king myself. Dylan Gabriel cannot see over his offensive lineman. He's inaccurate. He has no arm strength. He's okay athletically. His processing's fine. That's a guy that should not be picked where he was picked. But what do the Haslams, the owner of the Browns, do? They spit in the face of Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, their GM and head coach, who make all these selections. The way they've built this team is beautiful. The draft picks on defense. The way they're running the ball. Quinshon Judkins, what he's been out of Ohio State. Could have had Baker Mayfield. They'd said buzz off. They'd rather give 100% guarantee to Deshaun Watson. And it's bad ownership that steps up. But this defense is elite once again for the Browns. They play AFC North football. The Patriots can't run the ball. The Browns have an elite pass rush. Very athletic secondary. That's good. And the Patriots don't have a good receiving room. You want to find grit? They have to find it this Sunday. It's an intriguing team what they got with the Browns. And we'll see how that goes. My one thing with this team is eventually they need to find that and it needs to click. The offensive line needs to get healthy, but they're just not getting any push up front. And they keep relying on the rookie quarterback to be the eraser and cover up the shortcomings of the team. We'll take another break here on the Sports Hub, 617-779-0985. When we're back, more Celtics talk. Jaylen Brown. What do you have to say about everything happening around the NBA? Interesting words from the man JB. We'll be right back on the Sports Hub after this.
Boston's home for sports, 98.5. In this town, sports happens 24/7. We're Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I think a lot more could have been done to help players or prepare players, but even in the aftermath, I don't think little care or attention to detail goes into it. They're like, you make X amount of money or X, Y, and Z, you should be able to deal with all the extra negativity, the people approaching you about parlays. It creates a negative discourse around the game and players when people have money involved. Obviously, it's a part of it, but definitely some of the experiences, the fan engagement, the fan interactions that we've had over the years where fans feel like they can come on the court or touch players and things like that is leading to situations that we can avoid if more conversations were had right now.
Jaylen Brown, always a voice of reason. Truly. Interesting, everything that's been going around in the NBA. And I'm saying interesting for what Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier was doing is one thing. People's Champ, one of my first times, I think it was actually my first time doing headlines here at Sports Hub, was when Terry Rozier and the investigation began. Bet the unders, pulls himself with an injury. We'll hear more from Brian Windhorst later on in the show.
My first breaking news was the Ime Udoka news just before the season started a couple years ago. So that was what a whopper.
Where were you when? I was picking up Chinese food in Somerville when I lived right outside of Porter Square. Looked at my phone. I was like, what? Because I knew my assignment was training camp later that week.
Yeah, it's I miss seeing Nia Long on the sidelines there. I know they're no longer an item, but it's unfortunate. I thought Udoka was a great coach. We'll see how he's doing in Houston. I think the big man lineup I was telling you pregame is a novelty, and looks like they're probably going to be in need of the services of a more traditional point guard to kind of lead them to the promised land. But it was kind of a novel concept there at the. I don't know if they were going to have Thompson, the rookie, or Durant run the offense and have a whole 6'10", 6'11 lineup. Sounded fun.
Fumbled multiple bags is what Ime did.
Big time. I think we were
head
definitely
coach of the Celtics.
We would have won. We would have won earlier if he wouldn't have messed up, in my opinion.
And it's not just being the head coach of the Celtics. That's a 1 of 10 job in pro sports. Let's go American pro sports, including the NHL. That's a 1 of 10 job. And Nia Long. Come on.
All-timer.
Top 5 all-time. Nia Long, Marissa Tomei.
I'm a Stacey Dash guy.
It's a lot out there.
Yes.
And I like that. Where were you when? Where were you when the Ime Udoka news broke? Where were you when Rafael Devers was traded? Where were you when Tom Brady retired and then unretired? Where were you when? Call in 617-779-0985. Where were you when the Ime Udoka news broke? Like I said, I was in Somerville. Late night. The FaceTimes I got from people I haven't spoken to in like a year and a half, 2 years. But still my people. Call me, FaceTime me whenever. It's not weird. But she's like, what happened? I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. And then you see Joe Mazzulla a week later taking the press conference at training camp. They had it down in Canton. They have a successful season for everything that was thrown on that team. But that was a guy that fumbled away. A 1 of 10 job in pro sports. But Jaylen Brown talking about the arrest of Chauncey Billups, which he was released on bail, the arrest of Terry Rozier, and the NBA being shaken up. The allegations against Chauncey Billups, if you didn't know, or if you want that reminder, was indicted for his alleged participation in wide-ranging, years-long scheme to defraud card players in poker games that were said to have involved numerous members of the Bonanno, Gambino, Lucchese, and Genovese crime families. Look, man, I'm from Jersey. I hear Genovese, my ears perked. I hear Gambino, go, whew. You found yourself in a room with who? You were shorting guys with who? That spells trouble. His alleged role in the rigged poker game scheme dates to 2019, according to the indictment. It's before he was a head coach of the Trailblazers. He was part of a game that year that took at least $50,000 from victims. Eric Ernest, who was charged in both indictments, was alleged to be a part of rigging that game as well. You had a guy that is in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame, long career, $100 million made on the court alone. One of the premier head coaches in the NBA as well. Was a part of something with Portland that was big. Poker games, cool. You know what the NBA cares about? That Chauncey Billups was letting people know when he was sitting players because they were tanking. And those people knew to bet against the spread against the Blazers. You see what Joe Murray put on his Twitter? He sniffed it right out. He knew it.
He was on it.
Blazers, Celtics. What was the spread? I think it was 9.5. It was an 8-point game.
Correct. And fouling down the wire was Portland, right? That did not make sense.
I love Joe. Great dude.
Degenerate gambler who bets on everything, but he had this one sniffed out.
And it's one of those things. I'm like, oh, come on, Joe. No. Because why would Chauncey? He did it. That's what's big. Adam Silver on Amazon Prime. Interview with Cassidy Hubbard. Right thing to do. Commissioner of the league. This is happening. You need to get out in front of it. You need to do all the availabilities. You need to talk to the media because you have to build the trust to take it serious. This is a guy, Chauncey Billups, he's going to get banned for life from the NBA. Any affiliation with them. Maybe get revoked from the Hall of Fame. Think about this. Pete Rose can't get into the Baseball Hall of Fame because he bet on the Cincinnati Reds to win. Chauncey Billups was telling people to bet on his team to lose. Tanking in the NBA happens. I'll tell you this. Have a friend in the NBA. He was part of a franchise that's been bad for a long time. Healthy. One of their better players. Literally, as he's out there for warm-ups, an assistant coach went up and said, you're not playing tonight. Because he was part of a team that's tanking. That's how it goes in the NBA. Will Adam Silver, if he's asked that, say, yes, that's true? No. Will a GM? No. An owner? No way. Governor. That's what happens. And Chauncey Billups was telling people, yes, bet against my team. When you're in a poker game that has those families involved, the literal mob, you found yourself deep. Because once you start doing that, once you walk into that room, let's start from the beginning. He doesn't all of a sudden just start helping rigging poker games. This guy's been probably playing poker with the Genoveses, with the Gambinos, the Lucchese's, the Bonanos. Never heard of the Bonanos before. He's probably been playing poker with them for years. What do they do in the NBA on the flights, on the travel? They play cards. You got guys that are tens of millions, hundreds of millionaires. High stakes, poker, they play on the plane. Probably loves playing poker. And then gets to a point where you're not around that team and you go, all right, well, I want to play high stakes. You don't want to go to Vegas. He gets connected with these guys. He walks into that room. They put together these high stake games. He starts playing. Maybe he was good. And that's someone where think about what his role could have been. Hey, you want to come play poker with Chauncey Billups? Because if it's a Gambino family inviting you, you're like, I think I'm good. Chauncey Billups, Pro Basketball Hall of Famer, will be there. Oh, okay. You got me. That sounds cool. I'm in. And they're rigging it. He's doing that. He's telling people to bet against his team. Terry Rozier, he won't be back. Chauncey Billups, Adam Silver. Like the FBI put this out, and they've been working on this. The NBA knew this was coming down. These investigations don't happen. You're not Adam Silver. You're also like Steve Ballmer, 5th richest human in the world. These people are connected, and they know it's coming. The biggest thing for Adam Silver right now is to get as far away from Chauncey Billups as possible. Because that's a dude, you cannot have this around the game. Right in the backyard, just outside of Boston. What was it, in the 70s? BC men's basketball, they were fixing games. This has always been happening. Just because you're a pro athlete doesn't mean that you don't like to bet on sports. You don't like to play poker, blackjack, whatever it may be. It was the same thing when Stephon Diggs, the party boat Memorial Day weekend. Everyone's like, oh, outraged. Outraged. What are you doing? Look, doctors, lawyers, accountants, financial advisors, pro athletes, contractors, teachers, professors, business owners, they bet on sports. People like to have fun on their own time. So this isn't the only time. This isn't the first. It won't be the last. But the NBA has to protect the integrity of the game. You had a head coach telling people, I'm cheering him, and him. We're tanking. Bet against us. You had a head coach telling his guys to press with a game out of hand. Made no sense to send the opposing team to the free throw line. Celtics were up 8. Spread was 9.5. They foul Payne Pritchard. He hits both free throws. Celtics win by 10. Celtics cover. Insane. We'll have more on that. We'll be talking some Drake May soon with Keegan Stiefel as well. Quick break here on the Sports Hub, 98.5.
Boston's home for sports, 98.5.
So what happened was, because bets were placed through legalized legal betting companies, they picked up aberrational behavior around a particular game in March of 23. And so that was brought to our attention by the regulators and the betting companies. We then looked into that situation and were very transparent about it. And while there was that aberrational betting, we frankly couldn't find anything. Terry at the time cooperated. He gave the league office his phone. He sat down for an interview, and we ultimately concluded that there was insufficient evidence.
Because that's the thing, Terry Rozier, the guys have been caught. Everything, Keyshawn Booty, don't forget what he got tied up in. Doing it on DraftKings, FanDuel, whatever it may be. Shout out DraftKings, the sponsor here at the Sports Hub. Sportsbook I use, I like it. Great for parlays. Great for alternate lines. Patriots -6.5 against the Titans. Nah, I'll bet that up to 9.5. Get in the plus money range. Doesn't always work. Hand in the cookie jar, you get hit. Tomorrow, be an interesting game for the Pats. But yeah, Terry was doing it with DraftKings. We knew about it. Chauncey was doing it off the books. That's what made it astounding. Look, people have credit with bookies. People would rather bet with bookies because they can not pay taxes on their winnings. Point blank, period. Chauncey has definitely been gambling well belong it was as legal as it is today. Probably came up, going to Vegas, Atlantic City, wherever you can bet, wherever the sports books are. But people that have that much money and are that much into it, 90s, early 2000s, 2015, 2020, even after it got legalized in Massachusetts in 2022, still go to the bookies. Easier. People can't track the money. Straight cash, homie. That's what it is. So Adam Silver appearing on Prime with their NBA broadcast, saying we knew about it, we recognized it, we caught it. Smart thing to say, because what he's also telling us is, as a league, we know about this. As a league, we monitor this. As a league, as a business, we do not want anyone to question our ethics. We do not want anyone to question the legitimacy of the game. Because once it seems like the players on the floor don't just control the outcome of the game, but the outcome of the bets, you're going to lose it. Tim Donahue, you're going to lose it.
Donaghy. Same thing, though.
Donaghy. It's Donaghy. No, you're right. People's champ. Correct me. It's all good, bro. But that's what it comes down to. Take another break here on the Sports Hub. When we're back, Keegan Stiefel calling in, talking Browns, Patriots, and one pissed off wide receiver.
From the Tell Your Tire Studios, WBZ FM and HD1. It's not just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Bruins ended their 6-game win streak with a 3-2 win over the Avalanche. Mikey Eyssimont with the game-winning goal in the first period. Morgan Geekie scored his 6th of the season to make it 3-1 in the second. He leads the Bees with 6 on the year. Jeremy Swayman, 31 saves, his 3rd win of the season. And Blue Jays infielder Bo Bichette will not be in Toronto's lineup for Game 2 of the World Series. Bichette went 1-2 with a walk in his return from a sprained knee in Game 1. Jays won that game. Game 2 tonight at 8. Yamamoto versus Gausman in the matchup. And the Patriots made a pair of roster moves ahead of their game with the Browns tomorrow. Running back Terrell Jennings, safety Richie Grant, both elevated from the practice squad. Veteran safety Kyle Duggar, the lone player listed on the injury report, questionable with a knee injury. These Sports Hub headlines were presented by Celsius Energy Drinks. Refresh your energy with zero sugar, essential vitamins, and proven ingredients. I'm Jorge Balekji with the Sports Hub headlines. We'll have more right after this.
If you've got got the app, you've got Toucher and Hardy to wake you up no matter where you are.
Or who may or may not have been to jail.
Get the app. The 98.5 The Sports Hub app. The Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, the Sox, the Revs, and you. We're Boston's home for sports. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Is Drake May going to lead the Patriots to a division title?
Yes. Yes, Greeny, yes. New England, in my opinion, I think they're going to win the AFC East.
Wow.
Couple reasons why. I came on this show last week. And I said Drake May is a top 5. He's playing like a top 5 quarterback right now. He absolutely is. Listen, we talked about Dak this morning. They got the number 1 passing attack. You know who's number 2? New England. New England has the number 2 passing attack in the league, the number 5 scoring defense in the league. Mike Vrabel has been coaching his tail off in New England and got those guys playing some really good football.
That was Damian Woody on Get Up earlier this week. The Drake May aftermath, in the best way possible. What he's been doing in the league, what he's been doing to opposing defenses, the growth in his game. First 2 games of the season looked rocky. It did. Then it looked like Josh McDaniels said, you know what? Fine, don't think, go play. And it's been working now. We got my guy, Keegan Stiefel, calling in. Keegs, doing everything covering the Patriots. If you don't follow him on Twitter, give him a follow. Dude knows ball. Dude knows college football. And he's been a Drake May believer since day one. Keegan, how are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing great. It's nice to, I've had a couple misses recently with the Patriots draft picks, but I was right about Drake May, and that's all that matters.
You're totally right about Will Campbell too, right? That's how it goes?
Yeah, I didn't say anything inflammatory or derogatory toward him at all. And if you've seen anything otherwise on YouTube or Twitter, I simply I don't take responsibility.
Never held your arms up to your chest and flailed them around like you're a T-Rex, right?
No.
You never did that.
No, nothing but nice things to say about my boy Will.
That's Keegan Stiefel. Keegan, excited to talk with you, man. Let's get into Patriots-Browns for tomorrow. Let's start there. Because what we've seen from the Pats, 5-2 on the year, Drake May's emergence, it's what he did against the Bills. It's what he did against the Saints. Not having a letdown game either against the Titans in a comeback where they trailed. What have you seen for the steps forward from Drake May and how he's evolved in his game and continued to progress into what looks like, we hear Damian Woody saying it, a guy that's obviously played for the Patriots, played for the Jets, been around football, covered it for a long time, he's playing like he's top 5 in the league.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can argue otherwise right now, especially if you look at the injury situations with a lot of these quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, like guys that are missing an extended period of time. If you take all of them out of the equation, I don't think you can really argue that he's been playing like a top 5 quarterback. And if you're going to start a team today, looking at the landscape and the guys that you would want to start your team with, he's up there, right behind perennial MVP candidates, essentially. He's been playing that well.
And what have you seen from Drake May that stood out to you? To me, it's off-platform throws. It's him freelancing. It's using his legs. But what has jumped out to you in particular that you can go, this is why he's playing like a top 5 QB?
I mean, that stuff has been what he's done well kind of throughout his career, at least the front-facing stuff we've seen in college, first couple of years in the pros. The thing that I think changed coming from last year into this year is just the comfortability. Obviously, it's a new system, but it's a system that is so well established, maybe not with the players that are currently playing in it, just around the league. Like, Josh McDaniels knows how to teach this system. And it's clear that these guys are picking it up so quickly because, he's been doing it for so long. I think all the growing pains that you see with a lot of offensive coordinators and quarterbacks, he's worked through them. So Drake May's ability to pick up the system and play as well as he has and just be as comfortable as he is in it, that's one thing. And the other thing is just finding the guys that he's comfortable throwing the ball to and spamming it. Like, this is not a top 10 wide receiver group. You've got 2 tight ends over 30. You've got a rookie running back that just simply cannot figure it out in the passing game. But he knows who he's throwing the ball to on every down, and you really can't stop him. You see it. The completion percentages are off the charts. His completion percentage throwing to Stephon Diggs and Kayshon Boutte are unbelievable. So it's the comfortability within the system and with the guys he's throwing the football to.
That's what it's been. Is I've been a proponent on Drake May. We know what the foundation is of his game. It's his athleticism. It's his arm strength. The accuracy had to come along. The post-snap decision-making had to come along. His pre-snap reads, because that's what Josh McDaniels would throw on him. That would be the challenge, and he's done that. But the accuracy he's shown, Matt Collins down the right sideline, drop it in a bucket to Stephon Diggs on the left sideline, throwing it over the middle, his connection with Kayshon Boutte. I love that you say his receiving room isn't top 10. Keegan, I don't know if it's top 20, to be honest. And it's nothing against the guys, but they don't have elite man beaters. They don't have elite weapons. But guess what? Their passing game is top 10 because a quarterback has a connection with his receivers. That's what jumps out to me with this, is that less than 20 games into his career, he's made it work with essentially what is as well a brand new receiving room outside of Pop Douglas and Kayshon Boutte.
Yeah, and he's so decisive when he does throw the ball. Like those hole shots down the sideline, you mentioned them, to Diggs, to Hollins, against New Orleans and again last week. The fact that he has the confidence to just go out there and those throws aren't within a progression. It is, I'm going to look off the safety and I'm just going to drop it in there. And I'd say half the quarterbacks in the NFL just straight up can't make that throw. And then another 25% are put in harm's way half the time. And he's just been perfect on all of them. So having a 24-year-old that's just able to go out there and rip it and not really think twice and be successful all at the same time, that's a rare combination. That just doesn't happen. You don't see that this often.
What are you thinking for tomorrow's matchup against the Browns? Really good defense, elite playmakers at all levels. It's Myles Garrett, Malik Collins on the defensive line. Devin Bush kind of having a resurrection as a linebacker too. Grant Delpit at safety. The secondary is athletic. To me, this is a true test on what this offense can do, because this Browns defense, as it's been for quite a long time, is at an elite level. What do you think about tomorrow's game?
Yeah, this is a really tough matchup for them. Just not only, Patriots offense versus Browns defense, but the reverse. The Browns offense, he's a young quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, right? But he doesn't turn the ball over. They've got two really good tight ends. The Patriots are going to be missing Kyle Dougler in all likelihood, a guy who they've really leaned on to cover tight ends. So that's an issue in and of itself. And then offensively for the Patriots, it's like, can you protect the quarterback? Myles Garrett, I tweeted something earlier today about, he had a quote last week where he said, it's nice early in the game. They kind of just let me freelance. They let me move all over the line, and I figure out who I have a beat on, and that's where I line up for the rest of the game. It's something J.J. Watt did throughout his career. See it with Myles Garrett. So the first thing that we're going to find out is who's the weak link on the Patriots offensive line. And once we do find that out, it's just a matter of, can he hold up whoever it might be, Morgan Moses, Garrett Bradbury, wherever, can he hold up against the best defensive player in football?
That's where it's going to be. If he thinks Morgan Moses is slower than Will Campbell and Will Campbell's doing a fine job mirroring him, fine. This also goes into the micro of the matchups of the game. Can the Patriots run the ball? Everyone can run the ball against the Tennessee Titans. The Patriots have not been able to run the football this season, and they're going to have to against the Browns. Do you think they can be productive in that facet of the game? Because if they run the ball, they set up the play action. We saw it so much against the Titans.
Right.
It's not a coincidence that Drake May setting the single game completion percentage record for the New England Patriots coincided with them actually being able to run the ball productive and set up the play action.
Yeah, they should be able to run the football, but I think they're going to have to get creative with it, which is what they've done the last couple of weeks. Josh McDaniels has done a great job kind of implementing those wide receiver motion runs and letting Drake May, kind of giving him some open space. Even though they're not designed runs, it's long developing concepts, and it's clear that he has the right of way. If you see something, tuck the ball and go, as long as you're taking care of yourself. Obviously, scary sight last week for him, but if they can implement some of that stuff and get creative, I don't see why they can't. It might not be to the level, obviously, it was last week against Tennessee, but we saw when it was just second half in that game, when they were just trying to kill clock and run it out, it looked pretty ugly until Terrell Jennings got in there on the last series and figured it out. I believe in the third quarter and then every drive leading up to the last drive of the game, the running backs had 7 total yards. And that's when you're looking to kill clock. So that's an issue. They still need to, on just straight up zone power runs, can they block these guys up? Could they put a hat on a hat and open holes for the running backs? I'm still not super confident in that. But for the time being, in a one-game sample size, I think they could scheme it up enough to be successful.
I also think I believe in this defense enough. They can make Dylan Gabriel make a mistake. You shut down the run against Quinshot Judkins, which run defense has been up and down this season for the Patriots. But if they can limit him, Dylan Gabriel, there's nothing special about him. He protects the football, you're right. But if they take away the run game, make him have the ball in his hands more, he'll eventually make a mistake they should be able to capitalize on. We opened, before we brought you in, it was Damian Woody commenting, I think they can win the AFC East. Would I have picked them to win the AFC East before the season? No. Did I pick them to split with the Bills? Yes. And I'm not doing that to pat myself on the shoulder. Before we get ahead of ourselves of saying they can win the division, it still is 7 games into the season for the Pats. It still is early, but do you realistically think they could win the AFC East? And reality, it's a 2-horse race, and of course they have a 1-game advantage over the Bills because they beat them in the head-to-head, Keegan.
Right, yeah. The thing is the Patriots' schedule is a cakewalk, or it should be anyway. They've got Cleveland this week, they've got Atlanta next week, and then it's about a 4 or 5 week sample size, including the bye, of teams that they should have no problem rolling over. A couple divisional matchups in there. So I think they can win enough games to win the division. It's really just a matter of what Buffalo does. I don't know their schedule as well as I know New England's, obviously, off the top of my head, but say they get into a couple of rock fights, they lose a game they're not supposed to, they don't win a close matchup, which is what they've done in recent seasons. They've been winners in those games. That's kind of what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to what Buffalo does, not necessarily what New England does, because I think they should be able to take care of business. I was a 9-10 win guy before the season. I'm thinking like 11 or 12 now, but Buffalo is just too talented to count them out. It's all about what they're going to be doing over the next few weeks.
And that could definitely be a Bills team that adds at the deadline. I mean, for them right now, the window is now with Josh Allen. This defense is quick, but they can't tackle. The receiving room is okay. They need to add more than Khalil Shakur. It could be a very different looking Buffalo team when it comes to December 14. The one advantage the Patriots have there, though, Keegan, that's post-bye. They'll be coming off the bye,
right,
playing the Bills. Extra prep for Mike Vrabel. But you're right. Look, it's Dylan Gabriel this Sunday. It could be Kirk Cousins, depending what happens with Michael Penix's knee next Sunday. Then it's Baker. He's a gamer. The Jets are a mess. The Bengals and Joe Flacco, I mean, they got the dudes on the outside. Who knows what that team defense stinks. The Giants, they find a way to unravel. It's been a cakewalk schedule for this team. What about looking at the picture of the entire AFC? Because it's as wide open as anyone can say. The Chiefs have looked like they're rounding into form, but the Chargers are injured. The Broncos, I don't believe in Bo Nix. The Colts lead the AFC South. What do you make of this AFC at large? Who do you think is the team to beat outside of the Chiefs? Or you very, very well say, hey, look, it is the Chiefs' conference to lose?
Yeah, it's still Kansas City's conference. I know Indy's having this Cinderella run, and they've looked really good. I want to count them out every week. I want to say, like, it's a mirage, this is fake, but they clearly have something there. I think they have a good enough roster, even if you don't believe in Daniel Jones. They can be competitive, and they're definitely a playoff team. It's just a matter of how far they go in the playoffs. Kansas City, like I mentioned, the AFC North, I think they're all going to eat each other alive. Baltimore's going to get healthy, and even though they're 1-5, they're going to just pick off every other team in that division, I think, at least. And then it's a matter of, do you believe in the Chargers? Do you believe in maybe the Texans? But I do think, like you said, it's wide open. It's a 2-horse race at the top. It's Buffalo and it's Kansas City, and it's going to be that way until they prove otherwise. But that third team, there's no reason why the Patriots can't be that third team. And even maybe, thinking 2 seed, thinking 3 seed, depending on how Indianapolis finishes out the season, and obviously Buffalo.
He's Keegan Stiefel. You can find him writing multiple outlets covering the Patriots. Keegan, you're on the phone with me. You're probably not watching on YouTube. I stood back in my chair when you said the Patriots could be that third team. But that's a reality of what we see in the AFC. I still can't bring myself to do it. Look, when it comes to the head coaches, let's talk about sheer head coaching advantage. And that's why I think the Pats, and I picked them before the season, to split with the Bills. Because Sean McDermott's not a good head coach. Josh Allen is an eraser. Sean McDermott has a defensive background. The defense always stinks. But that's a reality of what we see. This Chiefs team is good. It's Andy Reid, and it's number 15. Fine. Yes, right? Because of Josh Allen. I agree with you. I'm not dogging you. I agree with you. Bills should finish second or be the second best team in the playoffs. Patriots at 3, it still sounds absurd to say, but the AFC North, with Burrow out, Lamar Jackson injured, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers makes it through a season, it makes sense. But what do you see as a realistic ceiling for this team? A Patriots team with a cupcake schedule, with Drake May, and in a wide-open AFC.
Yeah, if you're looking at realistically, if they win the division, they're probably the 3 seed, right? They're probably sitting behind Kansas City and Indianapolis, just with the start that Indy's gotten off to and Kansas City just being who they are. That's best case scenario is 3 seed. Worst case, 5 or 6, you're the top wild card, you're the second wild card. And those matchups, they're always, you see it going into wild card weekend if you're a guy who likes to lay some money down on the games. They're always like 3.5, 4.5. They always end up being close because these teams usually have played each other earlier in the season. And with the Patriots, who they have at head coach, with the talent they have at quarterback, that's the combination you need right there. We saw it with Houston a couple of years ago. You got a good young quarterback. You got a smart head coach. You can beat anybody once the playoffs come around. So, I can see them winning that wild card round and moving into the divisional round. And if it lines up the way you want it, if you're going to Indy in the divisional round, there's no reason why they can't win that game. If you're going to Kansas City, I'm not there yet, and I don't think I will be, even if they win, 11, 12 games going into the playoffs.
Last one I'll end with this for you, Keegan. Diana Rossini putting out a report today in The Athletic. The defending Super Bowl champs are getting phone calls and interest in wide receiver A.J. Brown, but for now, the Eagles want him on their team. He's losing patience. He's growing frustrated. Howie Roseman, one of the best GMs in the game, but they'll listen to offers. If you're the Patriots, what are you offering for A.J. Brown?
I mean, it starts with a 1.
Yep.
That's obvious. And then you have to really think long and hard about what does Philly need, not just this year and long term. You don't have anything to give them at safety, not for a long-term option. You don't have much to give them when it comes to the trenches because they have that figured out. So you're talking a 1 and a 3 minimum, and that's just to get Howie to pick up the phone. I don't think it's going to happen. I will say, Diana Rossini, she's good at what she does, but today it was kind of like throwing darts at the wall. Brian Thomas Jr. might get traded. They're listening to calls. They don't want to trade him, but they'll listen to it. Yeah, everybody's upset. Every wide receiver in the NFL is going to be PO'd at some point from week 1 to week 17. It's just a matter of if it comes around the deadline or not. That's when you get your rumors. I don't expect any of those big-name receivers to get traded. Maybe an Olave. That's a guy me and you have talked about a million times together. But so do I. You know how I feel about him. That's maybe one of my favorite players in football. So those are the guys that are going to get traded. These number 1 receivers, the true top of the top, it never ends up happening. And the NFL trade deadline's a little more interesting than it used to be. It's not that interesting. We're going to see some linemen get dealt. We're going to see some depth players get dealt, and that'll probably be it.
Howie Roseman says you're first, you're third, and next year's second. Are you doing it? So
no.
Future second, excuse me. This upcoming first, third, and then the second 2 drafts from now.
That's getting going ahead of your skis a little bit. You're putting way more money into the wide receiver room.
Yep.
You're taking away assets in the draft, which is, I think this draft, if they nail it, now you're talking about a Super Bowl contender, because what it looks like to me when I look at the roster, you just need to upgrade a couple spots in the trenches, and you're the team to beat in the AFC East. I think they're that close. So you start taking away your ability to do that, it's bad business. I don't think you do. If they say, this year's first, next year's third, and they'll take it because they don't want to deal with the headache, then you start thinking long and hard about that.
I would do that in a heartbeat because this is a good receiving class in the draft. The Patriots, a track they're on, though. This is a team. This year's first will be back end of the first round. Right. Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon will be gone. Maybe Carnell Tate's there on the board, but I think he's so good that I could see him going top 15 easily. Maybe Denzel Boston. We'll see. Keegan, appreciate you taking the time, my man. Always talking Pats. I'll bring you back on because you and I'm scratching the itch, bro. We're talking NFL draft already. I love it.
My boy, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
He's Keegan Stiefel. does a great job covering the Pats, especially the NFL draft leading up. That's my dude. Got questions. I text him, call him, follow him on X, does a great job. Follow him wherever. Does a great job covering the Patriots and all football. George Balekji on the Sports Hub. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Boston's home for sports. 98.5. the Sports Hub.
Shotgun snap to May. He's looking left. Throws it back corner for Hooper. Reaches up and makes the catch. What a throw and an outstanding play by Austin Hooper. Touchdown, Patriots.
The catch is all Hooper. The release is all May because the ball's thrown before Hooper is still running vertical before he goes to the back left pylon. And then he elevates to grab it with two hands up high. But May puts it on the only spot where Hooper can get it. Great throw, great catch.
Hustler's ambition, baby.
You know it.
Let it go. Let it go. Keep playing it. Keep playing it.
Drake May, it's amazing the sophomore leap we've gotten from this man. I'm pleasantly surprised.
Why pleasant? You didn't like what you saw year one?
I thought he was a turnover waiting to happen, and I questioned
2 interceptions this year to 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I questioned his decision making to be sure. He has like small hands too to pick on your Dylan Gabriel stuff. I'm vertically challenged myself for whatever reason. I do not like short quarterbacks unless they're Doug Flutie. So another sports I'll root for the Pipsqueak any day, but when it comes to football and quarterbacks, I'm not a proponent for the vertically challenged guys. So
Drake May though, tall,
Drake,
athletic,
big heart though. I'll tell you that. And the decision making is what's changed my mind on him.
What gets me with Drake May, People's Champ? I'll ask you to pull this one up. The Mike Vrabel moment in the locker room after Tennessee win. Don't play the Vrabel sound. I don't care about what he has to say. If you can play it from the point when Drake May steps in and goes, hold up, coach. Play that. Let me know when you got it. Or let me know when you got it.
Give me like 10 seconds.
All right, I'll give you 10 seconds, my man. Because the thing with Drake May, we can talk about heart, we can talk about grit, athleticism, we can talk about his ability as a football player. It's all there. What's important is the step he's taking forward to be the quarterback. Not a quarterback, the quarterback of an NFL franchise, of, yes, the New England Patriots, who had the greatest of all time. Everyone here saw it be played at such an elite level, especially in the clutch time for so long. Expectations are unrealistic of Drake May, and that's fair because you saw a guy do it better than anybody that's ever done it before. And then you saw Mac Jones come in. You saw the glimpse. You saw the failure. His fault, partially. Majority on Bill Belichick and how he intentionally sabotaged his career.
The fall of that guy, something that we can get up at a little bit. I do have the sound of him post-game.
With Drake May, we saw the flashes. We saw the ability. People's Champ, play the sound of Drake May in the locker room after the win over Tennessee.
Get a breakdown.
One sec.
They're
rallying around him.
You know how fired up they are that he's doing this? Pump it back up.
Hey, for Coach and all Tennessee coaches, Coach Vrabel, we love playing for you. Appreciate it. Glad you're a head coach, and we love you, Coach.
Thank you. Play that one more time for me. Play that same exact bite one more time for me.
Hey, team on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because this is what matters.
Get a breakdown. Praise.
One sec.
5 seconds. 10 seconds. That's 13 seconds of his teammates cheering him on because at 24 years old, in a locker room that's old, in a locker room full of pros, in a locker room that just won its 5th game, thank you to the quarterback. He's stepping up and speaking out. That is what you need in your quarterback.
Leader amongst men.
That's what you need in the quarterback. He is the quarterback of the team. Not a quarterback. He is the quarterback. And look, I've had the combos with my guy Keegan, who we just had on. I've had the combos with my boy Trav, who I've been on many shows with, which got me to this awesome opportunity to be here at the Sports Hub. I have from day one been the Drake May proponent. I said, sit him until the offensive line is ready. They started him. He got the crap beat out of him. Did not look fun. But it was the flashes in his rookie season. It was his post-snap decision-making where he would make a read And based off the decision of the cornerback on the outside, the second the corner made a decision to go back with the receiver running a fly route, he's letting the ball go and he's hitting Austin Hooper on a deep crosser along the right sideline, layering it over the linebacker where only Austin Hooper can get it. That was his rookie year. Against the Saints, the touchdown passes were awesome. They look great. It was him evading pressure, moving the pocket, stepping up, off platform, throwing a seed down the seam of the football field. Because I will say this, if I take the victory lap, Drake May will one day be a $500 million man. And I said this before training camp even kicked off in 2025. Why? Josh McDaniels, Ashton Grant, Thomas Brown, Doug Marrone, yes, and Mike Vrabel. He has the ability. He has the IQ. He's being challenged pre-snap and he's stepping up. Now he's starting to show the leadership. What's a $500 million man? Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. He's playing his way to it. Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert. $500 million in total value, $300 million guaranteed. You throw on the years that you want when it comes down to it. I don't care. But that's what he's playing his way to. He's shown the flashes. And guess what? Because that's also where the quarterback money will be. For anyone going, come on. Trevor Lawrence, $275 million, $200 million fully guaranteed. The total guaranteed money. Josh Allen, $250 million total guaranteed. Drake May, not this season, not next season, after season 4, will be extension eligible. I will wait till after year 3. I'm not giving him that extension now. But if Josh Allen just inked a $250 fully guaranteed portion of that deal, $250 million, that's a guaranteed portion. Everyone gets paid more.
Right. I agree with you. That's the floor.
$300 million will be Drake May.
And shout out to May. He's trusting his keys. It's allowing him to help him in his reads and allowing him to throw to the open man. So I think that's the biggest step for him. He's the decision making. He's not forcing it. He's not. The turnovers have been eliminated. Hopefully he can take care of himself as he runs the football. I don't know if much could have been done last week. But I also think that he's trying and eager to get back into the game. He's trying to just shake off the cobwebs, and hopefully he can limit that. And I think that's going to be a talking point leading into this week. It'll be interesting to see how many licks he takes during the Browns game.
Myles Garrett, Malik Collins on the defensive line. Ronnie Hickman and Grant Delpit, great safeties for the Browns. This defense will be a tough matchup. Drake May, this is the trap game. It's the Browns. It's Dylan Gabriel. It's the Browns. The Patriots are rolling. This is the trap game. Because this defense is legit. And let's see what this offense does. Titans defense stinks. Saints defense stinks. Bills defense, not good. I'm not going to knock the success of Drake May. But I will be real when I say they have not beaten anybody yet. Take a quick break.
Besides the Bills.
The Bills, that was clutch time. That was Josh Allen. But that defense stinks, George. That's my thing, man.
Yeah, I think there were some missing components there to that Sunday night game.
Josh Allen's great. I think this Bills team is very flawed. The Bills, by default, are the third best team in the AFC because of Josh Allen. When the football matters, they can't keep up with the Chiefs. This Colts team, when the lights get bright with Daniel Jones, let's see. Because this is Sam Darnold all over again. I drank the Kool-Aid. I was all in on Sam Darnold's getting a win in the playoffs. I underrated that Rams team. I was all in on Darnold. Playoffs rolled around, lights got bright, and he became Sam Darnold. Does Daniel Jones have that all behind him? Let's see with this Colts team, right? But that's my thing. Look, this Bills team's good. Josh Allen is great. I don't put that as an impressive win, but that's what I think of Buffalo. I think they're fakes.
I'm in agreement with you, by the way.
They're fugazi to me. We'll take a quick break on the Sports Hub right back after this.
Boston's home for sports. 98. sports. Yeah, we got that covered. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I can tell you that the losing isn't helping. But here's what I can tell you, just talking to them. Bill's happy, right? He wants to be there, which I think is hard for people to believe because it's not going well. But in terms of what he's looking for, the coaching, the teaching, the things that he thinks he's improving there, he likes it and wants to stay there. So I know there was a lot of gossip and I think bad tweets out there about him looking for a buyout. I talked to them. They said it's all false. It's not true at all. They want to be there. So we'll see how it pans out. But they're going to double down on wanting to be there and blaming New England for some of the problems.
Petty. That was Diana Rossini on the next Pat's podcast, hosted by Phil Perry. Does a great job. They were talking about a multitude of things. Then they started talking about Bill Belichick at UNC. They're happy. Talking to them. Diana Rossini, terrific job covering The Athletic. One of the most plugged in people when it comes to covering the NFL and football in general. They're happy. Talking to them. That's Michael Lombardi and Bill Belichick. Of course Bill Belichick is happy. He's making $10 million to lose to Virginia, Cal, Clemson, UCF, and TCU. To put 20 points up on Charlotte. Oh, the blowout Richmond. They've lost 5 games. He's making $10 million. He's getting a state pension. He doesn't have to work hard. Michael Lombardi, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's like the 5th highest paid state employee in the state of North Carolina. Of course he's happy. Because he couldn't find a job in the NFL. Talking to them. Diana Rossini does a great job. Not knocking her. Not killing the messenger. But they're happy. Why? Because they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to do nothing. This is Bill Belichick in New England. His last 2 years all over again. Because when it comes to Bill Belichick, what he prioritized at the end was loyalty over quality. What do I mean by that? Who will not question him? Who will work hard for him? Who will get paid nothing because they're getting paid by another team so he can make $20 million a year from the New England Patriots? Matt Patricia, Joe Judge. When Robert Kraft made him fire them, Bill O'Brien gets brought in. Kraft hire. All he gave Bill O'Brien on that offensive staff was an assistant tight ends coach. He broke Mac Jones mentally and with his confidence. They're happy to be there. Not shocked. And that's Diana Rossini reporting on what she's hearing from Michael Lombardi himself because he's the guy that talks to the media, that puts the reports out. Yeah, he's not looking for the buyout. Why would he be? He needs to get the boosters off his back. But don't forget, the actual AD, the athletic director, Bubba Cunningham, his first choice was not Bill Belichick. UNC's first choice was not Bill Belichick. But he made a call to his boy down in Florida, who made a call to his boy in North Carolina to put a word in, to get some people drinking the Kool-Aid, drinking the juice. Bill Belichick, 6-time Super Bowl winning head coach. How many rings you get as a DC? 2 or 3?
Duke.
Beat Duke.
Two as a
Giants DC. A guy that's won 6 rings as a head coach. But he tells everyone he's an 8-time Super Bowl winning coach. Look, man, you won 6. You don't need a backdoor the 2 win. You're Bill Belichick. You're the greatest football mind of all time. But he's driving that place into the ground. I just heard that listening to the pod again. That was Patriots Talk podcast. No, Next Pat's podcast, excuse me, with Phil Perry. Had Diana Rossini on. And that's one of those things where I hear and I just stop and I go, what? She's doing a job, putting it out there, not knocking her. If someone told me that, I would just roll my eyes. If I was informed, but it's a different type of game. You're informed, you got to put out the good pub. You got to put out the publicity, the good stuff. So then you keep getting the calls from Michael Lombardi. When Bill Belichick decides to leave, you still get that call and you're reporting. Break the news first. I get it. The game is the game. But if someone told me that, I'd be like, oh, okay, sounds good. And in full seriousness and the respect that I'd have, I can't put that out there in good faith. But that's what they're saying.
You know it's disingenuous. Disingenuous as all hell.
Just insulting my intelligence.
Correct. What do you think, just speaking on Belichick, his chances of making the NFL Hall of Fame this year, with all the misery that is going on in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, how sweet would it also be if Kraft gets inducted the same year?
So for those two to get inducted in the same year, I would need to see it. So I want that. I don't think Kraft gets in yet. It's politics when it comes to the owners. He's still not well liked in those circles. He's still trying to do the propaganda machine, yada, yada. Belichick should get in. If he's eligible, he should get in. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Pro Football Hall of Fame. Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's first ballot. Vote him in. He should get in. Robert Kraft, I don't know. I'm anti, by the way, I am totally anti owners, governors, whatever. General managers, they could get in. I am anti-owners getting into any Hall of Fame, any sport. You make millions, for some of them, billions, off the back, the health, the quality of life of the athletes. Shut up. I don't want to hear you at the podium. You are worth billions. You own a team that made you more billions. For the guys on the field talking when it comes to football that are killing themselves, sacrificing their body, the health of their brain, their mental health, their quality of life, they're giving it away to make you billions. Owners should not be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care who they are. I don't care what the team is. I don't care what the success is. Because also, for Robert Kraft, well, let's go with Jerry Jones.
He's in as a contributor.
He is. And Jerry Jones contributing to the marketing of the Cowboys, to making the NFL what it is, I understand. But guys that are owners, talking with Robert Kraft, Bill Belichick put together those elite defenses that won in the early 2000s. Tom Brady developed into the greatest of all time from 06 on. He was a game manager those first 3 rings.
I'm glad you did include 06, even though that AFC Championship game still haunts me.
I mean, 04, 05, he was coming into his own. 2006 is when he became one of the best in the league. 2007 was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean,
Brady to Moss.
These Drake May balls lately, they've gotten the May in my pants.
Imagine Drake May with a Randy Moss. It could happen.
Hey, there are rumblings of receivers that are disgruntled that are out there potentially on the market.
Let me get to that. So more from Diana Rossini. I brought it up with Keegan. But here's a full blurb from Rossini. Again, does a great job. The defending Super Bowl champs are getting phone calls and interest in wide receiver A.J. Brown. But for now, the Eagles want him on their team. That's despite Brown's ongoing social media gripes after wins and losses, as the Eagles are using him when they are in trouble but not involving him consistently enough for his liking. Star wide receiver. He's clearly losing patience, he being A.J. Brown. Brown can be frustrated all he wants, but this team, the Eagles, plays for the ring first. However, GM Howie Roseman will always listen. And if the Eagles get an exorbitant offer, nobody's untradeable in Philadelphia. A.J. Brown will be 29 next season. Just 29. He missed 3 games in 2024. 3 games in 2021. He's healthy. Yes, he's going to miss this Sunday with a hamstring. He is top 3 when he's being used in the league. He has 2 real years left on his contract. You have the most cap space in the NFL. And if Drake May continues to show you what he is, and you believe in it, you bring in an A.J. Brown. You hope Kyle Williams makes a leap. Kayshon Boutte, keep him in that building. The offensive line, you need a good pass blocker up front. The secondary needs to get better. This team needs to get deeper. if it's next year's first, or this upcoming first, excuse me, if it's this upcoming first round pick, which sounds like it'll be from the 25 to 32 range. If the Patriots are picking 32nd overall, poof, blouses. That'd be insane. But you guys are getting what I'm saying. This year's first round pick will be back end. Because the Eagles, we know, they will be picking with the last 4 to 6 picks in the draft. NFC Championship game. That's a floor for that team. 2 picks in the top 32. You will take that. And a future third. And figure something out to make that happen. Because you get age 25, 26, 27 Drake May. With age 29, 30, possibly 31 A.J. Brown. He's already paid. You have the cap space. Maybe give him some sugar. Give him a little extension. But guess what? With the 25th pick, you will not find a wide receiver better than A.J. Brown. With the 20th pick, with the 15th pick, you will not find a wide receiver better than A.J. Brown. And the window with the Patriots is right now. Because of Drake May. Because of Mike Vrabel. Because of Drake May being on that rookie contract, that cost control contract. You trade for A.J. Brown because he's pissed off. Why is he pissed off? He's not being used consistently. What can you not do? Run the ball. What do you not have? An elite defense. Good defense, not elite. What do you not have? Another guy that could be a wide receiver 1 for many teams across the league. All but, let's say 3 or 5. I'm talking about Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown comes in. He is the apex predator on this offense. He's the most talented player. He is your best player, including Drake May. But then the leap he would make, the leap this offense would make. He's pissed off. Mike Vrabel, reunite with your boy. The AFC, wide open. And it will be. The NFC has the power brokers. The AFC has 15. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Outside of that, wide effing open. You don't have to develop. You just trade. And then you fill it in from the rest. What time does that Versus start? 8?
T-minus 5 minutes, yes.
On YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube. A lot of platforms. Apple Music, and I'll be checking it on YouTube.
I'm going to throw on YouTube on my drive. Going to Deanna's and Peabody for dinner. Some Italian. Want to give a shot. You know what I'm coming for whenever I come on? I want to challenge Joe Murray a little with the restaurant Rex. I went to Waves in Wakefield last night. Just chef's kiss of a dive bar.
Yeah, he's North Shore and beyond for the state. Yes.
Oh, that's my. I'll text him when I find a good spot. Kings of Flavor for breakfast in Wakefield. I'm a new Wakefield resident, so I'm going to go heavy on my spot. I'm going to check it all out. But Joe Murray's good. George Balekji, thanks for hanging with me for the last 2 hours. Georgie Sepulveda, the people's champ behind the glass. George, always love doing this with you, my man.
Pleasure.
Yumi and Dundero, November 1st, right?
Yep, next Saturday, yes.
Between Celts and Bruins. We'll see you guys there. George Balekji, people's champ, George Sepulveda. We'll see you guys next time.
Boston's home for sports. 98.5